JL, you know, I was talking to my friend and we're talking about Mother's Day, and both of our Mother's Day didn't quite go the way we had expected it would go. And, that's okay. And I was thinking about it for Mother's Day. Like, I was thinking, do I want to, you're messaging all these people and you're saying, have a wonderful Mother's Day. Sometimes people are telling you the gifts they got or the things that they did to celebrate. And as I was sending the messages, I was like, but what if some people are not being, like, some mothers are not being celebrated? Like, there's no one really there to celebrate them. And the kids are too young to celebrate them. And, maybe they're a single parent, or maybe their partner just doesn't appreciate them or recognize them. And so, or maybe, because there's other people too, I know that they get, like, they're wished Happy Mother's Day, but that's the end of the celebration. And now let me tell you, now that I am a mother and realize, like, oh, this is a lot. This job is a blessing and a lot at the same time, okay? And so I'm like, no, now I understand the importance of Mother's Day. And I'm like, okay, I should be having the greatest celebration for me. Really, there should be a parade for me, okay? Because the fact that I'm doing the thing, and I'm not just being a mom, I'm doing all the things, really, because that matters to me. So I should have a parade thrown for me. But there was no parade thrown for me. And my Mother's Day was, it didn't go properly this year, and that's why my dad was in the hospital, and I needed to be with my dad, and I was happy that I could be there with him. And I'm very grateful and thankful to God that he is now out of the hospital. So, and that's the greatest gift I could ask for anyways, even though that has nothing to do with me. But anyways, the point is, when I was talking to this friend and we were talking about the Mother's Day and the whole situation, I was thinking, you know what? What's the point in us putting our hope and our faith in other people that they're going to celebrate us the way that we think we should be celebrated, or the way that we do deserve to be celebrated? Like, why not just avoid that disappointment and celebrate ourselves? Now, I know maybe for some people that's not ideal because, I think a natural desire is recognition and acknowledgement from other people, right? That's why words of affirmation is a love language, because it matters to people to hear compliments, to hear praise, to hear, a testimony, or to hear a thank you for something you've done. And I still encourage that. I still hope that everyone can have that. But I realize some people don't. Some people are just in non-supportive environments, maybe non-loving environments, non-cheer you on environments, and they just don't get to hear the praise. And I'm so grateful because I grew up in a home where, affirmations just flow left, right, and center. So the praise is never held back. So I get complimented all the time. I get words of affirmation all the time. And so does everybody else in my family. We're always celebrating each other, even if it's just a small thing. Oh, I like your shoes. I like your hair. I like your makeup. I like your blanket. Whatever the situation is. Or, oh, you did good in this today. Or, oh, I can't wait for this. Or, oh, congrats for starting this. Okay? And in my mind, I thought everybody grew up, like, I don't know, I thought everybody's families were like that. And I'm really starting to realize that is not the case. And there's a lot of people who, in theory, might come from loving homes, but for some reason, there's just not this acknowledgement of praise, and support, and cheering you on, and motivation, and encouragement. So for some people, it's just a situation where it's, I don't know if it's just like pressure in the home and like, or with the people that they're around, and people feel pressure to perform, pressure to achieve. And then when they finally achieve the thing, then, it's like, well, good. That's what you were supposed to do in the first place. So therefore, no celebration. So, that sucks. And for anybody like that, again, I think we just need to celebrate ourselves. Okay? Because if we're doing great things, and it could be great by our own measure, not by anybody else's standard, but if we're proud of ourselves for the things that we're doing, and maybe it's just that you kept going and you didn't give up in a very difficult season, or that you continue to show up every single day even though you don't want to. Those are things to celebrate. So pat yourself on the back and give yourself your own parade. Now, trust me, if I had the ability to have a parade and hire like a whole drumline band for my Mother's Day every year, you better believe I would do it, okay? Because I deserve it. But at this current point, that's not quite feasible. So I'm going to do the next best thing. I'm going to do something that makes me happy and something I can just do on my own without relying on anybody else. And just not just for Mother's Day, but just in general, I'm going to celebrate myself. I actually started a Google Doc, and it's called My Wins. And I'm pretty sure I got this from Rennie. Rennie is a financial and travel blogger / influencer, I guess. Super cool. Such a nice person. So her page is called Rennie the Resource, if you want to check her out. But anyways, I'm pretty sure I heard this in one of her YouTube videos, and if I didn't, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm like, it's 99% sure. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know if she had a Google Doc, but I know she said that she tracks her wins, and she just has a list of all of the accomplishments for things she's done. And your wins don't have to be big wins. Like, one day I'm going to read some of my wins. It could just be like, oh, I put testimonials on my website. Bada boom, bada bing, pat back, okay? You got something done. So actually, I have two lists. So I think Rennie was talking about the major accomplishments, right? So if she had a speaking engagement, or if she won an award, or she got a big opportunity. And so I have that list, but I also have a separate list, and it's called Get Ish Done. Because I celebrate and recognize these big accomplishments. And yeah, when I have a speaking engagement, you better believe that goes on LinkedIn, and I'm excited for it and happy for it. But also the small things, like getting my blog up, or posting an article on LinkedIn, or adding in testimonials, right? Like, let's celebrate these little things that are moving the needle forward. All these little things combined together, they add up, and they allow for a great impact in the end. That's when you see the wins. But we gotta recognize the small things along the way, because sometimes you forget. You're just in it, and then you get to the end and you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. And then when somebody else is asking you for advice on how to do it, you can't really tell them, oh, well, you know what, it was actually 1 million small things that got me there. And I actually have an affirmation. That talks about what does it talk about? Wow. Okay, I have an affirmation that talks about the small actions. The small daily actions are what get me to my success. And so I just encourage you in that. And then, yeah, so celebrate yourself and just do things for yourself. You know, I think that if we just celebrate ourselves, it's better. And at the same time, get around people who will celebrate you. You know, like, find different friends. Or like, I have great friends. Like, do you know how many people have reached out to me because of my podcast and like, Natalie, I'm so proud of you. Natalie, keep going. Natalie, I listened to an episode and it's great. Natalie, I haven't had time to listen to it yet, but I know you're doing a good job and I just want to shout you out. Like, do you know how nice it is to be in that environment? And I do that for my people too. Actually, I do it for anybody. I do it for strangers. Like, if I see a reason to praise someone, I am going to praise them. And it really does make an impact. And this is the kind of thing that we can do to just put more good out there in the world. All right, this is a wrap. Celebrate yourself and enjoy your day.